So, let me just grab attendance. So Paul opted out and we had a couple, I think the three of us are it.
Oh,
Today.
do we have a quote unquote form?
Yep, that is a quorum for us.
We are
Yeah.
good.
5:04. All right. All right.
Approve our minutes
Yeah, good point. I didn't
appropriately. So, well, they were.
even,
sent,
I didn't
were
even,
they not?
I didn't even grab the agenda, but yes, minutes. I don't even have them with me.
Well, they were sent to us.
Yeah, so, all right,
Well,
I read 'em.
approved Minutes, Bob is saying yes,
Second.
seconded, and all in favor.
all right.
Business is out of the way. Moving on.
Write this down. If we could, just so Lona can sort out the voices, since we don't have video, if everybody could just try to announce. She knows my voice.
Gotcha.
She knows Mark's voice.
Yeah. Hi, Lona.
Bob Maletti,
I'm a lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
Andy Graves, BL Companies.
Dave Secondino, A Secondino and Son.
Dan Secondino, Premier Building Associates.
Hi, Lorna. This is Rich Carmelik with Ed Advance.
All right, with that out of the way.
Great.
Okay. You want to,
New business.
how do you want to do this so we can all see this?
It's just what the plans are for.
Yeah,
Sure.
we'll have to
These
stand,
are-
we'll have to
there's only
stand up. We'll just stand up and move around.
That's what we usually do.
Yeah. And we'll lay out the site plan too.
Always approaching the plan.
Play by
Slowly
play, Lona.
approaching.
We're standing now.
Yeah, if I turn this on, it's pointing at the ceiling, so it doesn't
Work.
help.
Oh. So the plans are a little bit in flux right now because there's been some back and forth. Originally, these plans were developed by another architect. We were brought in after the fact. They had it sort of over the setback line. We thought it would be okay. We were talking to the city, said that wouldn't work. We put the building back up to the street. And now the mayor said they'll do a lot line revision so we can slide the building back away from the street. So the thing is sliding around a little bit, but this is,
Just
I
moving
think we-
buildings. It's all.
so I think we've, that's been now established. So this is going to be the location. The building actually to get thinner and thicker again, which is why we've been doing a lot of drawing. And so
Huh.
we're a little behind schedule here. So things are a little unfinished, but
Which for us is good too, because there was room for landscaping, then there wasn't. It was right up on the sidewalk,
Right.
and now it's back and giving us some room for landscaping in the front.
so
That's
some of
nice
the,
buffer.
some of the
Yeah.
connections for ramps, ADA ramps off the front entranceway and how, because these are little kids, 3, 4-year-olds, we need direct exit out of each classroom. So that really has been fully coordinated. So it's generally set where it's going to be, but the number of risers may be refined a little bit and how we make those connections are still in play a little bit, but so there's
It looks pretty.
so generally it's the general concepts and the approach is there, but there's some tweaking still needs to happen. So so essentially the existing common building is going to stay pretty much as is. And the way they're occupying, this is the photos of existing. You can see it's a beautiful old building. It's generally in pretty good shape. There is some damage up there. Some of the parapets need to be crumbling a little bit, but in generally it's a solid masonry bearing wall building with timber interior. So it's actually in very good shape. And so the interior layout, luckily, we're going to be able to leave all the existing window and fenestration intact. We're not going to fill any windows or move anything around. So the nice old building will be remaining. The new addition is happening to this side of it. So we're only covering up on that one end of the building. And it's going to be a simple building. Let me go through the floor plans first, I'll get the elevations. So we're putting the main, and here's the existing convent here. This is the first floor and the second floor. There's a porch in the back, a small porch on the side, and this beautiful and traditional entrance here. That can still remain. The sort of the office and support functions will be here. The main school classroom will be in the addition. And then to provide a sort of separation between the existing building and the classrooms, we're putting the main entranceway in the middle here.
Oh.
So originally this elevator is actually going to move. This elevator originally was needed to be here to tie the two buildings together. But there's a full basement here, so it's going to be a lot cheaper for us to move it away to avoid the pit going all the way down to the basement. So So there's some minor plan tweaking, but essentially the basic massing, location of stairs, exits, and flashings is all pretty well set at this time. So that's the general idea. We're entering here, support spaces here. We're going to maintain the integrity, fenestration, existing building, or touching it, and then add a classroom building to the left. The existing finished floor is about 3 feet off a grade. This is going to be close to grade, but that also allows us to get the proper head height and align our second floor, the existing second floor, the other things. We can make a nice clean connection up there.
This is gonna be a ramp, right?
Exactly.
But then this is gonna be flush.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's why the elevator can move away, and so we have a nice connection.
Oh, because the conduit is raised.
It's about 3 feet off, the first floor is about 3 feet off grade.
So when we were talking about that maybe change to the entrance here, is this just a straight shot in?
Right,
Or sorry,
exactly.
first floor.
Exactly, with the
shot in.
straight shot. in.
Okay.
So this is,
So you're not going up to get in there with a wheelchair?
so we're about, I think we've got about 12, 14 inches off a grade now, so we can easily, that's a 12-foot ramp. So we can easily accommodate a ramp. with
So
the to
our
get ADA
the previous meeting we just had, we were just talking about, we were talking with Sergeant Baltus and Paul just about some of the design
So we talked
concerns
about,
they had.
yeah.
So, yeah,
we're gonna move the handicap parking back to this corner and then put a ramp off this doorway, so there's a nice short run, rather than people have to go here, cross the curb cut and then walk all the way here to the main entrance.
Oh, that's a
So
great idea.
we can bring them right in the end of the building.
Sure they like that.
But it has additional security concerns. Now you got 2 entrances, but they can handle
Yeah.
that with cameras and a buzzer. or something.
Yeah.
So that's something they can do.
As long as they have the right kind of bathrooms, right?
Is that things more complicated enough?
They're all singular.
I know,
single
I saw that.
occupancy.
Are they both gender or neutral or
Neutral.
fluid or?
All neutral.
That's
So,
the latest
Because
trend.
this has to be on grade for egress AD access, we do have to ramp up. It's unfortunately, it's about 3 feet, actually about 2 feet, 2.5 feet. So we got a ramp that's gonna get us connected, because they have a kitchenette down here and then ADA access and allows us to get the elevator, not do a double stop here at this location.
What are the ceiling heights in the conduit? Out of curiosity.
Floor to floors in here are about 11.5 feet.
I was, yeah, I've been in there. They're generous.
So they're generous. So the floor assemblies are about a foot thick.
Yeah.
So it's about a 10-foot ceiling in there. They're old plaster ceilings, of course, and it's heavy timber floor construction. The top floor actually is a big open attic. There's nothing up there right now.
Well, not this floor.
Right,
Right.
there's a story above, but
Yeah.
it's unfinished.
Because
Yeah.
you were kind of
which I'd like to
matching
fit out.
the
Yeah.
second
Second
floor.
floor is matching.
So I was wondering,
Not
your
this.
ceiling height there is similar to this then, right?
Right, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Of course, new commercial construction, we have drop ceilings and mechanical systems in the ceiling, so it's gonna. But we'll still have we should have nice ceiling heights in the from both floors.
So what's it gonna look like?
So
So-
if you- I don't know if you have any printed color one, but if you
Oh, I-
look at as a perspective, that's what it's gonna look like.
you didn't, are those part of the packet that we got?
I
Yes.
don't know if John was able to get to.
Because the building was moving around,
We
we just ran this morning, unfortunately. We have elevation.
look at that.
There you go. So that was actually,
Yeah, that's the one that's prior. Yeah,
Oh,
that's-
okay.
it's a little out of date, but
Because it doesn't reflect the sidewalk, it doesn't reflect the doors that have to be put in for each
Well, it's
class.
basically
Well,
what the building
this
looks
is-
like.
So, but if you look at,
This does have the 10 foot, it does have the
Right.
10 foot buffer in the front in this one. though, at least.
Right. So the goal was, this is a beautiful old building, not to try and compete with it, keep it simple. So you can see them, they brought materials here. It's gonna be a,
precast
Precast.
wall panels.
so they're
Precast
extruded
wall
panels with the insulation sandwich in the
So it's like
middle.
6 inches of insulation within the walls.
Wow.
So there would be another side, obviously. And this would be the approximate finish, obviously.
Would this be painted on or is that
No, this is an inset. The band is actually.
That's what I was
inset.
wondering.
Yeah, so we
It's
would
nice
inset
that
the band.
you're
yes.
carrying that.
Yes, it
Back
matches.
through.
That's
That's great.
great.
It's a nice tie-in. Yeah, that's a nice
Yeah.
tie.
No, that's what I was concerned, because I know this isn't painted on, and then over time, that's gonna deteriorate.
Right, yeah,
but by
right. No,
having
this
it
is
inset,
actually
it'll hold
inset,
up
yep.
really
Yeah,
nice.
we'll do
Yeah.
it's a band, and we'll obviously get colors out there, go to the site and try and match the
Yeah.
color to the brick.
Just wanted to just give people the idea of what the finish of the,
Mhm.
because as soon as people hear, concrete panels like, "Ugh." So just so you know, it's gonna
It's
be
an
nice and
architectural
smooth.
level smooth
Right,
finish.
it'll,
yeah.
it'll be stained.
Right.
you know,
To match the brick is our
to
goal.
match the brick, and those stains are good for like 30 years.
The windows will all be
There's a sample of the window extruded.
Kynar
aluminum.
finish, aluminum
So
storefront.
Mark, let me ask you, how worried are you about them matching perfectly rather than doing something?
I don't think
Close.
I don't think you're going to match it
Right.
perfectly. I think if it's carrying the same,
Tone?
tone's a good word.
Right.
Because it's going to blend in.
Yeah.
Right,
You're- And again, you want it, it's modern, you want to keep it complementary.
Exactly,
You're not making a historical
Perfect.
restoration.
Right.
that's how BL
Recreation.
is
Yeah,
presenting it.
exactly.
They didn't want to try to match it. They wanted to keep the beautiful old building as standalone itself, and this is just complementary.
Yeah,
Exactly.
see, I
to the
think the
existing.
color changes here are just close
No, I
enough.
think
and
that's
I wouldn't
fine.
kill myself to
Right.
match it perfectly.
You know, most even historic, ancient buildings go era to era. Sometimes they were added on to another 100 years, which actually this is, right? And that's probably
Well,
100
that,
years ago.
I actually think that's just enough for contrast to make the historic building stand out.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
But
It's- it
without,
stands
without
out,
like
but it blends
standing
in.
out,
Right,
yeah.
right.
No, it's nice.
It's-
And it, you
You're
have a,
trying not to fake it where,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
We
It's
should
just-
we stayed away
Yeah.
from the pastels.
no Miami
I
influence.
don't-
Yeah.
Well, and the scale is good too, in the sense that you have, it's not towering over.
Right, it's
You're not
lower than
putting,
existing.
like a
roof line.
glass office building or anything. It's,
So I think you've done a great job.
no, it's very nice.
Thank you.
I like it.
And I,
These little-
I don't know if.
So there's a
we-
canopy with a couple.
Like a
pilasters.
portico?
Yeah, portico, exactly.
Will the new one be like a drive under?
We don't want to go out over the driveway. It'll cover the sidewalk at the drop off.
Ah, I
So it'll
see.
stop.
Oh, good, no, because you could drop off at the entrance
Right,
and it's covered.
right.
Kids,
Perfect.
we gotta toughen them up. They need a-
You walk uphill both ways to school in the
That's
snow, right?
Uphill both
Uphill,
ways.
yeah.
Even in the summer.
That's right. No, that's great to have the
Overhang.
protection overhang
Yeah.
up to where you're dropping them off. That's great. I even got Dunkin' Donuts to give us an awning over their door. It dripped every time we walked in. They renovated, remember? And I said, can we put a little,
Oh, the one up on East,
Protection?
on East Main Street? Oh, they want
the one on Winstead Road?
Oh, that one.
I
okay,
asked for that. They
okay.
put it up. I was
Okay.
shocked.
Wow.
But you open the door, now you're not getting dripped on it with your coffee. No, that looks
Cool
nice.
off a really hot coffee.
Rainwater.
Exactly, exactly. I see you removed all the iconography, right?
The
Yeah,
church already did.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
They came and took out everything that had a religious,
Did they remove the stained glass windows?
yes, the ones on the side are gone.
Uh,
Like the one on the front, it was like a flower. There was a religious imagery in the middle. They took the middle, but they left the one in the back anyway. So anything with any
Oh, of the
religious-
church.
Yeah. of the
Yeah, I
church
saw, yeah,
itself.
that had Christ at the window or something. I
Right,
remember
right. So
correctly,
those
right.
are gone.
But I
yeah.
think in the convent, they had some.
Yeah, and they had like actually like little statues.
there was a
like,
niche
in
with a
Latin.
statue in it, and then there were crosses at the top of the
Yeah.
parapet.
Oh, I
couple
can
locations.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Sure, it's no longer
Right,
a convent.
right.
And it still continues with the mission appearance of the church too. Oh, it's very nice. What color is the window mullion?
It's gonna be,
They're gonna be white.
White.
That's a sample of it right here. It's extruded.
Oh, that's
aluminum
it?
insulated-
Okay.
Extruded aluminum with.
the window frames in the existing building are white, so we figured we
Yeah.
pick up that same. Keep it white.
All with insulated insulated glass.
What do you need us for?
To say yes. Is the glass colored?
I think we're just,
If they want to put a low E glazing
See,
on
that
it, they
Mark's
could do it.
looking for something.
I just
Yeah.
wondered.
I don't think any decision's been made. I mean, we're just basically in the conceptual stage right now and trying to get drawings done. as-
We're not planning to put any tint on it. I mean, it'll be energy efficient,
Right.
great as solar heat gain coefficient values and trying to keep the visible light transmission as high as possible.
Yeah, I mean,
You're replacing all these windows as well?
I was gonna ask
I
that,
don't
but maybe
think so.
not yet.
I don't think so.
Right,
For now.
and there's.
Are those the old wooden sash? They gotta be.
Yeah, the
huge.
weighted wooden sash, yep.
Yeah.
We might need to talk about that, because
They have
at least some of the
storms.
ones in the back where they moved the stained glass in the back of the convent, it's just like a single pane.
Yeah.
I think there's a budget that we allow, an allowance in there for stuff
Right.
that the owner may
Oh, right.
decide to do,
Right.
and then that could be
Okay.
applied.
Yeah,
Well, I would be curious if these were to be changed out on the convent. These are actually quite large and modern as far as they
Right, right.
appear. What would you consider putting into the convent?
You'd have to do something that would kind of replicate what's there.
I think I
otherwise-
would match what's there.
Yeah,
I
I'd
would think,
like
okay.
that.
Yeah.
Put that in the minutes.
It's on.
Oh, it's on Lona. They said yes to the, no, I think that would be smart, if not just for respect of the building, but it'll still match
Right.
Yeah,
in a sense. No, that's beautiful. Very good idea.
And we don't want to try to modernize the existing building.
Well, I think that's definitely a draw to the property.
Absolutely.
definitely. You know,
So this
it's
is
really beautiful.
privately, this is a private project?
Yes.
Well, yeah, yes. So Ed Advance, I work for Ed Advance and we're the owners and we're a regional education service center. And there are 6 of us in Connecticut. And you might have heard of CREC. They're out of Hartford. They're the big
Yes.
ones.
Mhm.
So we're CREC's counterpart in Litchfield County. And so CREC, Capital Region Education Council.
Unfortunate name.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway,
Correct, not correct.
we were actually established by state statute.
Right.
So we're kind of quasi-public, quasi-nonprofit.
Right. And so the students who are gonna be here, are they part of the public school system? or is
No,
it
well,
private?
no, they're 3 and 4-year-olds.
Okay.
So they're Torrington kids that will go to the Torrington Public Schools once they leave us.
Head Start program.
Head Start.
Okay.
Wonderful. Is there any other considerations for us, lighting or numbers?
Landscaping, which I, that's why I pulled that. plan
Oh, okay.
out. Building, numbering address, which we always sort of
I
talk about.
think that's always standard, that
And
and
signage.
any kind of signage, any kind of lighting.
Well, when you say numbering, let me
Just-
ask you.
just
Address.
something.
Address
Address.
number.
Just-
Oh, okay,
Just
okay.
an
We want them to be
address.
prominent, so well, I mean,
Because,
like, the fire department knows that building.
sure,
but-
okay, yeah,
But
that's no problem.
generally, we try to be consistent.
But
about-
I will tell you that we've really struggled. What's on our sales record is 95-104.
Okay.
Which is different than I think what they have at the post office, which is different
Right.
than what's in the utilities,
And
which
that's
is
why-
different than
and
what's
that's why
on.
they want the number.
Right,
exactly.
right.
The guy, well, so what, I think what we talk about is location and sort of size and,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
I would think,
Okay.
on your
and-
main entrance, you should have
and public
a
works.
number of the,
Yeah, or the,
property.
like, you know.
Right,
over-
right, edge of
over the
campus.
because you
door.
got two, you got, I mean, the old church has a number on Grove and so does the convent.
They have numbers, but they don't match what I think is in the assessor's document.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
I
don't
checked
match.
with the fire department, because
Yeah.
those are the ones who get angry the most.
Right.
Of these
So
projects.
you want the 911 address to be on
Yeah.
that.
Exactly.
We've had
Okay, that's the
Go
key.
with that.
Numbers
Everyone else go to
identified
hell
when they
with
were
that.
most
They're not
Okay.
even worried
Yeah.
about
down
it.
and just the lots had numbers.
They don't wanna have
But
to
this,
decide
but this is
about
only
that.
one business.
Yeah,
on one
argue,
lot.
right.
It's another one.
Right, so we just have to make sure we know which.
I
one.
just noticed this morning, going into the church, St. Peter's Church has 99 on it. I've never seen a number on our church, and it has 99 on the church now, so it has an address. That's some, that's
I was just-
something.
The numbers don't, somebody spun them.
That's the backup.
In the
And
rain,
there's-
in
and
the
there's one
rain, the
missing.
numbers are gonna. ooh.
Yeah, right. So I mean, even the church, our church, I never saw
Yeah.
an address on it, and there's
I
99.
don't go to church enough to know.
So we have three, we have two
You wouldn't know where
buildings
to
on
go?
one side of the street, there are two.
No
are there two
number.
mailing addresses.
Yes,
So those will have the mailing address
yeah.
on them. This one's probably 95, just 95, but we'll just double check that.
Depends on who you ask.
It's,
I'm
well,
just
it's
telling
on,
you.
so I know that's on our assessor's card,
Yeah,
and I think Public Works is gonna be the one to tell you which number to put on.
that's,
it.
I don't care
Yeah.
what it is,
Yeah.
but.
Yeah, just tell us, we draw the right number on the building.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
actually, Paul's the
An
guy
address.
anyway.
Okay.
So he's
For
gonna be the guy that
identification.
makes sure you have the right,
okay,
you have the right number on the building.
got it.
And then the lighting, I don't.
Yeah, and where,
We
where
had just-
where to put the number,
Oh, yeah.
what should it
Right where the
identify
cross was.
Way up at the top.
on the convent? Because if this is gonna be your main entrance.
I think it should be here.
That should have
right
the
at
number.
Right at the front end of the
Yeah,
canopy.
I do too.
would
That's
put
a good idea.
it right here, I would think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the entrance.
That way it'd be identified as the
Yeah.
entrance
Yes.
for any emergency. That's a good idea.
And Jeremy, I know that there's regulation. I mean, it would be nice to put almost also a sign at Advance Head Start
So-
entrance. I know that
You
there's
want it-
something,
you
I
want
don't
it-
know, I don't
Yeah,
want
Where,
You can do 20 square feet.
where would you
which
like your
is 2
sign?
by 10 or 5 by 4.
Well, I don't know what the dimensions of that is. Is it just a
How many square feet is permitted? as of
20
right?
20 square feet because you're in a residential zone? So it limits. it
Can you
limits
do
it.
more than one at 20 square feet?
You can do them on the other side of the road too. So it's just only one per property.
Well,
Only one per.
Yeah,
property.
one per property.
where would you prefer the sign then?
Well, there already is a signpost right here.
You can use
In
that
front of
because
the
it's
con.
pre-existing.
You want
We
it,
can, okay.
you want a monument sign or you want it on the building?
Wasn't there a monument sign in front of the convent?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yes.
saying. You could use that because it's
Yeah,
pre-existing.
because
And-
that,
and we
that
could add
itself
another one in
can
addition.
be,
On
if you
that
want
side.
signage
Yeah,
on
the other
the,
side, you
Grandfather, I
you
want
get
to use
one.
Bailey
yeah,
Plain
I'm
now.
if you want signage on the building,
So do you want signage on the building or just want it on the monument sign up front?
I'd like them both.
Yeah, so 20, no more than 20 for each.
Oh, we did twice
Yeah,
20. Okay.
Yeah, because the other one's pre-existing. So, well, you know, you gotta have a, and of course, you can't really put your logo or anything on it, but you could have other signs that say entrance and, you know, all the
Right.
other directional. type
Directional
signs.
signage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But the-
incidental signage is what we
But the
call it.
monument sign and the other 20 square foot sign would have our logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you send me a picture of what you want it to look like,
Yep.
I'll size it 20 square feet and you can show it on the.
Yep, and but then there's the monument sign here, which isn't on, so I'd like to maybe put one here, or I don't know where else, maybe on
We
the.
could put it on the building. close to
Yeah, that
right
might
next
be
to
nice,
canopies.
too.
That's much more.
But then
visible.
there's the monument
for the
sign.
truth, personally, I think it would look less like an ER entrance if it were on the canopy.
You're probably right.
Maybe the building, just a handsome sign strategically placed in the corner here in visibility
Yeah,
of the
so I
street.
think, yeah, yeah.
I like
Like I
that.
Might
I
look
did
really
that.
nice.
I did,
Yeah, then you could do that monument, well, freestanding.
Then you
sign
could
is what
also
we
put
call
your
it.
logo.
yeah. We
If
were
you had-
hoping, we're mad because the church took the bell on top of the church. And we were hoping to mount that like right in front here as like,
Oh,
a-
to put-
yeah, we
Yeah.
thought that would be cool,
Yeah,
you
would be
know,
nice.
to put that big old bell right in front.
Huh.
They took it,
You can buy it back.
maybe.
Yeah, I hear they accept donations.
Yeah, so it's the one drawback to the residential zone. If you're in a commercial zone, you'd have.
And we
tons of
don't,
signage,
and we don't
but-
need huge signs
Yeah.
everywhere, you know.
Well, I
Two-
think
2 feet
a night-
by 10 feet is still.
Well, that's,
Fairly
if it
good
were
size.
where he was
Yeah,
previously thinking of it here, but if, say something in that area,
yeah.
you
Yeah, I
could just
agree.
adjust the dimension.
Right.
Something really classy would be.
Yeah.
Just the
Right.
number in the canopy area. and then the
Exactly,
sign
yeah.
on the
Sign on
building.
Yeah, the
Building.
number doesn't count towards
Right.
your square.
Correct.
footage, so.
No, that's a great idea. It's good. Okay, and then lighting, is there any lamp posts or lighting?
So you were still working on a lighting.
Yeah,
Yeah, still working on the lighting plan.
Yeah.
We're obviously we'll have
Nate will
downlights
do
in the
full review of
canopy
that,
and
I
we're gonna
think.
need poles
Right,
in
I
the
believe there's
parking
wall,
lot.
wall
Yeah,
packs.
Yeah, and they're all cut off.
Wall packs, so you
Yeah,
got
they're all
signs
dark
around
side
the building,
compliant.
so
Oh,
just so
nice.
you have wall packs.
Right.
You're not
very
having
nice.
retail where you're worried about,
Parking lot
you know,
Right, right.
No,
just don't
this,
have
this
it
building would be
Right.
empty
Just
by
don't have the
4 o'clock in the
photometrics done yet for
afternoon.
the parking lot lighting, so that's what they're working on. next.
Right.
Yeah, so we can dim those except for some security lighting after, you know, at night in the winter and, you know, when it's getting darker early.
Yeah,
There is a sort of a pathway and some tents back here.
Yeah,
So,
Well, you have
Putting some
a
security lighting
year-round
lighting.
population.
They got bonfires, yeah, no, that's unfortunately.
Yeah,
Huh?
that's one of our
Yeah,
homeless
it's,
spots.
it is.
I thought that was a sanctuary city.
Well, you know, honestly,
That's
that,
the city owns
the little,
campground.
the little river down here, it's a nice little beach area.
it is, it's nice.
I just came from Los Angeles yesterday. That's nothing.
Oh my God, they are camped out on the islands in between the lanes of the
They
highway.
have more rights than people.
Yes, they do.
They get a money card every day and if they do street work, they have to relocate the homeless into housing to
Yes,
do the street work.
yeah, they are actually, figure like a triangle between lanes in the middle of the highway. It is like this fortress of homeless construction and it's solid. I mean,
Yeah.
they are
Yeah.
living there in between the lanes of the highway. It's really, I was shocked. I was just there last year, like, wow,
Good thing we live in a cold climate.
Yeah.
it was just sad.
With they just had a ton of rain and this past week, there was like homeless camps washing down the LA River.
Oh dear.
Like whole camps just,
Floating tents.
yeah.
Oh, my
Well, they
God.
put them, they picked them up, put them in hotels, so.
Crazy.
So,
Sad.
so I think the only other thing we want to usually look at is the landscaping.
Yes,
So I just clicked to that sheet. This, I don't think we were gonna change this. From what we had here, except coming in right in front of the building.
Yeah, now that the drive-throughs run back in and we got
Yeah.
more room out
Yeah,
here,
so
we're
it's gonna
probably gonna do
change-
something a little
change that.
different.
Yeah.
So we have to work on what we do here a little bit.
But beyond that, the rest of the property, I think it's.
Essentially, it's a
Yeah.
line of street trees, which is, I think is nice on both sides. of the
Well, that
street.
is
What's
nice.
your,
There used to be street trees on Grove Street like that.
What is your, oh, red maples.
The chief didn't want us, no big trees, because he doesn't want the roots getting under the sidewalks and popping sidewalks. So.
Who said this?
What kind of trees?
Sergeant Baldwin.
These were on the Lino trails.
You
that went out
plant
there.
trees.
Yeah.
I said
Yeah,
so.
just, we just got overruled
got
by
counted.
ARC.
We're having trees.
So these are red maples.
Red maples out front.
Those will be nice.
DY.
And these are just
Where
vibranium or whatever they're called.
Viburnum, I like
Uh,
that.
Cherries.
It'll be pretty.
So Nate's our resident tree, like landscape guy, so he'll, if, sometimes he'll suggest substitutions and stuff, so don't take it personally, he does it to everybody.
No,
If it looks like, he always wants to stress natives and stuff like that, so.
Oh, absolutely. No, that's a nice
Yeah.
addition to the street. It'll look absolutely beautiful.
It's
Very, very
definitely, it's
nice.
definitely a betterment to what's there.
Yeah, there was a grove of flowering trees in this area, and then there were trees alongside the church.
Mhm.
And there were flowering crabs, I think, in front of the church
Mhm.
historically.
Yeah, this will make it
No,
look nice.
that's nice. Some of the old photographs we have, that was my mother's parish. It was a very pretty street. And had some nice trees.
Good, so you're not necessarily going with arborvitae's in the front.
No,
of the
no,
building.
no,
This is just a.
this is like a
Yeah.
serving
Arborvitae,
suggestion done by
yeah.
our renderer.
It's like those clouds.
Oh,
Yeah.
so these won't.
It's not always
No,
gonna be
no,
that
no,
nice
no,
out.
it's
Are
the
there gonna be
Simpsons
anything?
cloud.
It's fountain grass and some lower
Right.
shrubbery on the front.
Okay,
And then we have a street tree at the corners and then some lower.
okay,
planters.
so these,
But
it'll
this-
be what, like boxwood type of thing, or?
No, I think he's got fountain grass. I don't,
So did you work these out with our
Okay,
actual?
all right.
but it's
numbers?
just gotta get revised now that the drive-through. here, so
Did
it's
you,
gonna
did
change.
you actually work the numbers out with our requirements? Because it's like so many, it's like one tree for every 40 feet and 5
I have to
shrubs.
check with our landscape team. I
Okay.
didn't- I
Well,
didn't
they'll
know
come
this
back with
myself.
that. plan.
Yeah, I just didn't know if that was like using those calculations, because I don't see it on here.
Okay, I'll make sure that's. going
Yeah,
right.
it's one tree for every 40 feet and 5 shrubs for every 40 feet
Of streetscape?
yeah, frontage.
Oh, frontage. okay.
Yeah, of road frontage, yeah. And if there's areas sort of like this where you can't put one in, where you swing it around here. you
Okay.
know, It's an overall number, but it's based on the frontage. We always work to move things around if we need to.
Good to know.
I think that's kind of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's make a motion to approve as presented with a comeback for landscape.
Second it.
And
All in favor?
I,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Great.
Excited.
Looks really, really nice.
Great.
Thank you.
I hope all the old parishioners will smile.
I've given some of them a tour.
Have
Oh,
they?
sorry, I just need to point behind you. I can't see what I'm pointing at.